All right, so everybody, welcome back, North End Stories. This is a very special episode. This is not only our anniversary, 10th anniversary episode. Who would have known I would have made it this far? But I'm here with a very special guest, the one and only Anthony, aka Gungadin Firicano. And that's my father. You can tell that we have the same name. So we're in a barber shop here owned by my cousin Richard. I have my nephew Wyatt, my uncle Richie right here, my father's brother. This barber shop is a special place in the North End. This is on North Square in Boston's historic North End, Little Italy.
North Street.
It's North Street. I'm sorry, Dad. You're not gonna. He's already looking to mix it up. He's out of control. If you could look at his face.
We want the business, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I got you. So this is North Street, and this used to be a place. Nuncio's was a barber shop. Legendary guy back in the day. They actually have cemented scissors in the ground, which came out, and we have them on the wall here, still displayed. My cousin Richie is the owner and proprietor, and he was actually voted in, I believe, the Boston Magazine as the #1 barber in the North End, or in the city of Boston, to his credit. But this episode is about my father. My father is from Sicily. Born, his family came here in America. Dad, what part of Sicily were you from?
Palermo.
Palermo, very well known. Sicilians, a lot of famous Sicilians came from there. No more famous than Gungadin over here. So he grew up across the street, North Street, and in this neighborhood he met my mother, eventually married, and this is the end result. You know, every time I meet somebody and they hear my name, like I worked in a restaurant on Cambridge Street for like 19, 20 years. I work in a restaurant here last 8, 9 years. I work in a day job. I meet a lot of people, and they mention, "What's your name?" I have this accent, this thing, and I'm like, "My name's Anthony." "Where you from?" "From the North End." "Oh, Anthony, yeah. What's your last name?" "Firicano." Anybody in their 70s, 80 or so, my father's age, my uncle's age, say, "Anthony Firicano." "Who's your father?" I say, "Gungadin." They call him Gungadin. Get the fuck out of here. "Oh, Gungadin did this, and I remember a time he did that. Toughest guy in the North End. He fought this guy, Iron Mike, Big Ed, Beat Baba, all the time." Always heard these stories, and now you're hearing them from the man himself. That, like I said, my friends haven't met. People just heard the legend. Well, he's a real human being, and these are real stories from the North End, from a North End, literally an OG in the truest sense of the word, an original gangster. Dad, how old are you now?
I'm 82.
82. My God, he looks great, doesn't
I'll
he?
be 83 in a couple of months.
Jeez, I'll remember to get you a birthday present.
Yeah.
I don't know what I can get the man that has everything.
That's all right. No,
I'm just saying,
give me your love. That's it.
Yeah, I love you very much. You know that. So let's get into the show. My father was a fighter. You know, he always took care of people. If people needed a hand, he was more willing to lend that hand. Dad, give us a few stories. I know there was a story about, I don't know if they were Hell's Angels, a bunch of bikers. You guys were having lunch one day. What happened in that situation?
Well, I was with 3 other guys.
Right.
Georgie Mack, Banana Willie Robinson.
Right.
Georgie Mack is Banana Matu.
Banana Matu, what's that? What do you mean?
He's dead.
Oh, all right, I'm sorry.
Banana. And there was me, and this other kid was the driver of the car.
Okay.
So we were hanging around the North End, and we said, let's go Chinatown and have something to eat. Oh, that sounds good. So we all went. We went to Chinatown, the Cathay House,
right?
Famous Cathay House in Little Day. And we had Chinese, we were eating nice. Oh boy, we were all satisfied.
Feeling
nice.
good, full,
Yeah.
full
So after
bellies.
we paid the bill, we get in the car. We're driving Essex Street.
Right, Essex Street.
Essex, and we're coming down towards Washington.
Okay.
The corner of Washington and Essex.
That's by the combat zone, right?
Yeah.
Back then.
There
it
was
called
Jerome's Lounge.
Jerome's Lounge.
It's Jerome's Lounge.
Well, year 60s?
All the wise guys.
What year? 70s, 60s? Roughly?
I was in my 20s, so it must have been
60s.
60s, yeah.
Maybe even
Late 60s,
Right.
yeah.
All right.
Well, anyways, we came to the corner.
Yeah.
There was a car in front of us. We had to stop. So these bikers came over to the car. You asshole!
Fucking blasting their
Blasting and
mufflers.
said, "Hey, let this back. Put his door. What are you guys crazy? Nah, we'll fucking bust you up." And okay. So Georgie's sitting on the back passenger side.
Yeah.
I'm in the front, on the back.
Passenger side next to him.
No, driver's side.
Right, okay.
Willie Robinson's in the passenger side.
Right.
And the kid is driving. So they want to get out the car. I says, Georgie, no, you crazy, you can't get out there. You get out there, they got us. Let's go out this way. Move
And go
we
around.
go around the car,
I see.
and then we get them.
All right.
So that's what we did.
Right.
We went around, so they came at us. Georgie and I were together. I was on the left, Georgie was on the right.
Okay.
So they came at us. I hit one of the guys with a left hook.
Left hook.
Georgie hit him with a right. The guy flew. We hit contact together.
So he's met at the
guy
same
flew
time,
about
like bang.
Yeah, he flew about 3 feet in the air. And we started battling it out, right? All of a sudden I looked down towards the car and I see
Right.
Georgie. They got him against the car like this. I said, oh, my
Couple of guys got him, 3, 4 guys.
Yeah, and they're gonna start kicking him
Right.
in the
He's gonna
balls,
take a
kicking him in
beating.
the face.
Yeah.
And
Bad beat.
I ran over, I started whacking these guys, boom, 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 they all flew. So Georgie was free. After that, we started back, the kid was gone with the car.
Took off. He shit his
What the
pants.
fuck, we were there, stranded.
Screwed.
So all of a sudden he came.
Came back.
He came back.
All right,
we
now
got in the
get the
fucking
car.
car.
All right.
And we came home. The next day we
Come
meet,
back,
we
meeting
meet
up.
again, you know?
Yeah, hanging out.
So that was kind of a night, huh, guys? Yeah.
Good time.
You know, some kid came over and says, you know, there was 3, 4 North End guys over in there, and they were watching. They didn't even try to
Why
help
didn't
you.
they help you?
They said, so the guy said, what the fuck, they didn't need no help, we knew they could handle that thing.
So they were like, what does he need help for? They got Gungadin with
They
him.
were spectators.
Right.
And we
They knew eventually Gungadin's going to take
They
care
knew
of
we
this
could
fucking,
handle
let's
it.
just watch and we'll see how it
so
unfolds.
that was it.
Nice. So then what happened with the guy George? Didn't he say to you like, wow.
Oh yeah, when we were there, he says, Gungadin, you saved my life. I said,
Because he was the guy they had pinned, 3, 4
Yeah, he had
guys.
him on the car like
And what
this.
did he say about the guys that when he had them pinned and you
He
showed
says,
up?
I never saw any guys fly off so much. So being dead. And we got to the, you know,
Yeah.
he says, I thank you very much.
That's
You
my
saved
father
life."
in a nutshell.
You know?
Always there
And
to help
we
out,
shook
right?
hands. I said, don't worry,
Yeah.
I'm here all the
Legendary
time.
story. So Gungadin is his nickname. You hear that a lot. And, you know, there's a couple of things. I thought he got it. He was in a movie theater and whatnot. I told the story, one of the episodes earlier. That's part of it. But originally, Dad, how did you get the name Gungadin?
I got it when I was born.
Your father named
my
it,
uncle.
right? Your uncle, okay. Go ahead, tell the story.
No, it was my uncle, yeah, or my cousin. He went to the movies.
Right.
And he saw the movie, Gungadin, you know?
Yep.
And there was this little Indian guy, they called him Gungadin.
Then he brought water
He
for the
brought water
soldiers.
to the troops, you know?
Okay.
And so he said, oh, when I was born, I probably looked like, you know, I was
Like
dying.
with dark skin, Sicilian.
So he says, hey, that's Gungadin, bring the water. And they stuck with me all
that's
my
how it
life.
started. So it was when you were born.
Right.
All right, so I had a little askew. Don't
Yeah, you
forget,
got
I
a
had to
little
see my
confused,
father.
but that-
You know what I mean? I'm a little
that's the
old.
way
He's
it
a little
was.
old. I'm a
That's the
little
way it
fucked
was.
up, if you will. Forgive the French. What about the time? I know you work with some people around here. Let's call it businessmen, if you will. And I know there was a time that somebody asked you to help them out, paid you a few bucks to go to Martha's Vineyard.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
What's that story?
Well, this guy, he wanted me and
A few
Peanuts
guys,
and a couple
yeah.
guys to
Go collect.
he was gonna fly us.
Right.
He'll pay the tickets, you know.
Yeah, take care of everything.
Fly us to Martha's Vineyard
Right.
to take care of this guy.
Okay.
The guy owed the money and didn't want to pay
Didn't
him.
want to give it up.
So we went down there, we flew down there. We're looking for the guy, he was never around. So we all
Came
returned.
back, but the guy paid you regardless because it
But
wasn't
he
your
paid
fault.
us anyway,
Right,
yeah.
gotta make sure you
Paid
get the
us,
money.
you know.
Yeah.
So
So now you got called in.
now we got called in with
So,
the big guy.
The boss.
Called us in.
The boss called you in.
Called
Yeah.
Kangaroo court it was.
Okay. Kangaroo court is not a real court. It's the court when you got called in by certain people.
Right.
And now you're dealing with the judge, if you will. And
Now there was me,
right.
Peanuts,
Peanuts. What's Peanuts' real name?
Frankie DeMarco.
Okay.
And then
No
there was
guy,
this other
yeah.
kid from Sheep Street.
Okay.
So he had us, we were in the office and we were standing there and he looked
The boss.
at us,
Yeah.
the boss looked at us and says, how did this fucking guy get my name? One of you guys gave him my name. he looked at me, he says,
Right.
I know it wasn't you.
Right.
He says, I know you.
Right. You're all
I
right.
says, yeah,
Yeah.
it wasn't me. I said,
I don't know.
it must have been one of these guys. He said, so he looks at the other kid, he said, was it you? No, it wasn't me. He said, it must have been you. So he slapped Peanuts in the face. Bang, bang.
Oh, listen, poor Peanuts.
I looked, I said, I was waiting for him to come to me to slap me. If he did, I would have grabbed him, you know.
You would have took a
I
shot
would've
at
fought him, took a shot.
You're not going to take the fucking slap,
Right.
no matter what,
Yeah.
no matter who he is. It's the kind
So,
of guy you were.
anyways, we left the place.
Okay.
I told Peanuts, I said, what the fuck's wrong with you?
Right.
You made him slap you in the face? If he did that to me, I would have fucking knocked him out. He said, you're crazy. They would have called
Call the button guy over and
Yeah.
try to straighten you out.
And that was it. That
I
ended
got it.
that.
I heard a story from a friend of mine, and I wasn't familiar with it. About, I don't know, there was a pool hall
No.
or
it
something like
was a
that.
club.
What was it? And Uncle
was a
Richie
club.
was there. Am I right, Richie?
It was a club. You go in there, they play cards, do something.
Like an
watch
like an
TV.
after hour, like a social club.
A club, yeah.
Right, I got you.
These are clubs
Yeah,
all
back
over the
then,
place.
right. Poker games,
So
pinball
we-
machines.
My friend and I, Sabu and me, we went down there, we were having a couple of drinks, and he's played the pinball machine.
Right.
So this kid, he comes near the machine, and the machine tilts. I said, hey, you tilted the machine. I didn't tilt the machine. It was a, boom, I hit him a shot. He had to do the fucking bathroom, like this. He's in the hopper. He come out like this, with the gun.
Oh, he had a pistol.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I grabbing the fucking gun. I grabbed the gun. I said, I'll kill this bat. No. Richie gets the gun from
Right.
me, and he runs away, goes away. Next thing I know, he gives the gun back to the guy.
He does.
Yeah.
Richie. After the
I said, what are you, crazy? You're going to shoot me with my own gun now. So that was that. Oh,
that's nice.
And that ended there. He gave the guy, the kid, the gun.
And the guy left. And
Yeah,
that was
he
the end of
didn't
that.
do nothing.
Guy knew somebody, maybe connected,
He was
or,
from Providence.
but the guy's over here straightened it out and
Yeah, he was from Providence.
they get there and get out of here and don't come back. I get it.
Well, that was that.
What about the story? There's a famous story, like a real tough guy, the guy Ed Bovis.
Big Ed, yeah.
Big Ed. He was what, 6'2",
Big Ed
300
was over
pounds?
6 feet. He was about 300 pounds.
And what happened with him? You had a confrontation with him?
We were in Prince Street, the corner of Prince and Salem,
Yeah.
and we had a little conversation. He slapped me in the back, you know. He said,
Like the back of the head, you know, just
Yeah,
gave you
yeah.
a bit, like, hey, boom.
I said, hey, what the fuck are you doing? What are you, crazy? He said, well, I'll break your fucking
Now,
head.
he was a local
You're
tough
gonna-
guy, right?
You're gonna break my fucking
Right.
head. He was a boxer,
Okay.
amateur boxer.
Right? So he had skills.
Revere.
He was a big guy.
Yeah. So
Fuck him.
I says, you wanna fucking fight me? Yeah, I'll fight you, sure. So we started battling out. He throws a fucking roundhouse. I threw a belly shot and I hit him a left hook and he's going fainting. So Peter, he says, see, you watch Rocky Marciano on TV.
You learned a lot
You
from
learned
that.
a lot from him.
And now people were betting, right? Throwing money down on who's gonna win.
My friend Sabu
Right?
says,
Sabu.
I knew that Gungadin was gonna kill him. I knew it.
Sabu. Who's Sabu? What's his real name?
His name was Salvi Ferrara.
Salvi Ferrara. Sabu. I love that.
His
Great
name was
nickname.
called Sabu. And so after the fight,
All right,
he
so
said,
you
you
beat
motherfucker,
him."
I'm going to get the shotgun.
He
I'm
runs in
going to
Bowles.
Bowles to get a shotgun, I'll blow your fucking head off. So Eddie the Greek, my friend Eddie the Greek, his
Right.
name is Eddie Greco.
Okay.
We call him Eddie the Greek.
Beautiful.
He used to live on Fleet Street. So he grabs me by the hand. He says, come on, let's get at it before he comes out of the fucking... So we went to Haymarket Square. We stayed there for a while. Then we come home. Everything was, you know, copacetic. The next day, I'm walking on Salem Street
You bump into him.
on this side.
Right.
And he's on this side, coming this way, and I'm going... He comes across the street towards me. I said, oh, gee, I said in my head, oh boy, I gotta fucking fight this guy again. My hands
all
were
fucked
swollen.
up.
My hand was swollen. I couldn't even make a fist. I said, I'll have to fucking slap my way out of it.
Slap my way out of this.
Slap him, you know? So he came up to me, shook my hand, he says, you did good. He said,
Bygones be bygones.
Bygones be bygones.
Men are men.
See, in those days,
Yeah.
you fought somebody,
Right.
the next day, it was
They're
good.
not looking to shoot you, bat you,
Yeah.
run you over.
Not today. Today,
It
you're
was
getting a
accepted.
beef.
You
They
were a man.
stab you, they shoot you.
Right. You're a man, in other words. You know,
Yeah.
you fought me like a man, fair and square. It's a man.
They gave me the hand,
Let's
we shook
squash it
hands,
with
and that
good.
was it.
How about there was a boxing place up here? You guys used to go downtown Boston. What was that boxing gym or
I don't
something
know
like that?
if Richie remembers the Burrows. Remember the Burrows?
Yeah, the Burrows.
It was like
Back at the courthouse.
Okay.
On their
It was
side.
what they had amateur boxing. And
Amateur
Right.
boxing.
Because
It was
you
a-
like boxing, right?
It was a club.
Right. It was a club and a boxing place. No?
Yeah, everything. They had amateur boxing,
Okay.
they had weaving baskets,
So
or whatever.
let me
you
ask
know.
you this: who was your favorite fighter, boxing wise?
The favorite fighter?
Your favorite. Who was your favorite boxer?
Rocky Marciano.
What about? But you used to always do Ali when I was a kid. You used to always go float like a buddy. You used to always tell me that.
Tony DeMarco was one of my fighters.
Yeah, yeah. Tony have a statue here in the North End. Tony's a living legend, still around today. Was he a middleweight champ? What division?
Welterweight champ.
Welterweight.
But anyways, his name wasn't Tony DeMarco.
Right. What was it?
He took the name from really Tony DeMarco. You know, Peanuts' brother, Tony DeMarco.
No, I didn't know this. Yeah.
See, the DeMarcos, there was Frank.
Right. I knew Georgie DeMarco was
was
like a legend
Johnny.
around here.
Well, that was a cousin.
Sal, right? Well, my brother Sal.
Well, anyways.
Tough guy.
His name was Liotta, his last name.
Okay. Tony Liotta.
Yeah, so he
Okay.
took, he asked Tony,
Can I take?
DeMarco,
Can I use your
can I
name?
use your name? He
Right.
said, yeah.
The Boston Garden. What about the? Didn't they have boxing matches
Oh,
there?
yeah, they had matches all the
What do
time.
you remember there? Give me some big fights and the rest of the
Tony
matches. you went to.
DeMarco. used
Tony
to fight
D.
there.
That was
He
his
won
like.
the welterweight championship
Oh,
over there.
so that was his.
The whole garden went
That's
crazy.
fucking awesome. So
They had a big parade on Fleet Street
Oh,
over here.
that's beautiful. Hey, so I could just imagine, you know, when I watch fights now, like Holyfield was one of my guys, and he's from Atlanta, Georgia. So if he fought in Atlanta, wow. So Tony D fought here at the Boston Garden. That's his home, right near the North End.
And we're in the Boston Garden.
That's
Every time
beautiful.
he threw punches, we threw punches.
Wow, used to
we
crowd
were in
must
the
have went
audience.
wild. I'd love to have
Hit him
a video
again,
of
hit
that.
him again, hit him again.
And he won the welterweight champion here in front of his family and friends.
Right, right.
Wow, legendary stuff. Wow, think about it. That's before my time, but I was a huge boxing
But
fan.
after 10 rounds, he was kind of, you know,
But that was, you know, he probably gave it all. I mean, the
was
guy
the
was
best.
what? What's a welterweight? 135, 145,
he
something
was
like
the
that.
best 10-round fighter in the world.
Obviously, he won the belt.
Yeah.
A legend, a North End legend. Awesome.
And he drive his car, he's got, on the plate, he got TKO on his
That's
plate.
just wonderful. I could just see
TKO.
that fucking, you know, that's as gangster as he
You
got.
said-
Think about it. But that, so the neighborhood's changed, and there was an element back then that kept the neighborhood safe. And I know you did some work with them, whatnot, but other than that, the neighborhood, give me some gist about the neighborhood that you remember. Like what's like, what things that come to your mind when you think about like the 60s and 70s growing up around here?
What's beautiful, beautiful.
Beautiful, right?
Good.
Safe neighborhood.
Nice, safe, beautiful.
Everybody took care of their own. Everybody
Everybody
swept
took-
in front of their house.
We used to go, we lived on the top floor.
Right.
On 218 North Street.
That's over here to the right.
And
And your family lived across the street here. Right?
No, we all lived there.
All right, that was the building. Okay.
Top floor.
218.
And we used to go up, every floor we went up, the people had their doors open.
Right. Everybody
Totally
making a great
magic,
cooking.
came here,
Yeah,
right.
right.
By the time we got up to the thing, we were full. We didn't want to leave.
You got to your own apartment, you mean?
Yeah.
Somebody's
another-
giving you some food.
That's the way it was in those
Right.
days.
Everybody
Everything
was
was
good.
wide open.
Yeah.
Nobody was afraid of anybody
But that's the way
coming
it
in.
should be. Everybody knew each other too,
Yeah.
Dad, right? It wasn't like you were a stranger walking up.
And one day, we're sitting at the table, we're eating, you know, we're talking, mother, father, whatever, who was there, and we hear a knock on the door. Everybody looks and says, who is it? My mother says, in Italian, don't worry, it's the dog. We had a dog, Black.
Right.
He used to go up in the roof to do his duty,
Yeah, I remember you
and
always
he'd
said
go on the next roof and do the duty. He wouldn't do it on
on
ours.
ours because he knew he
He'd come
wasn't
back.
somebody else
And then
taking a
he'd
dump
come
on
down,
someone else's
and then
house.
he'd come down and knock on the door again. He'd
Let
let
me in, I'm good now.
Remember, Richard?
What about that? Give me some other fight stories. I know we talked in the car a much. I can't even think right now. I just love hearing you talk, and I know
Well, I
the
told
audience
you, I
loves
told you
hearing you
about the
talk.
fight I had here, right?
No, it was the what
I was
fight?
about 14.
No, tell
I
me
fought
this.
a kid that he thought he was the leader of the gang.
All right, you told me that in the car. So what a gang? They had a lot of gangs around here back then. Street gangs, not gangs like today. You know, with guns and doing crazy,
Listen.
stupid things. It was more like we had the Lords when I was a kid. Certain
Down the
gangs.
corner was the Seven Devils.
Yeah.
Down there was the Clark Street gang,
Okay. All different
Charter
gangs.
Street gangs,
Charter-
all over the
On
place.
and on and on.
Yeah.
So you had to run it with one of the leaders over here, right?
We were the North Square gang.
All right. Well, you were part of the gang. I'm thinking you was a pretty.
Well,
Pretty good.
I was only 14. I just
all
started
right.
off.
But you were a big guy, 14 years old.
Well,
No?
I was about 8 feet tall. But no.
Yeah.
So anyways, this kid thought he was the leader of the gang.
Okay.
You know, and he got away with it, you know.
Nobody
For a
bothered.
little while he was, wanted to fight everybody, you know.
Flexing his
So
muscles.
I happened to be the one he wanted to fight, so.
Bad move.
So I fought him over here, right
Okay.
over here,
Right?
the street here,
By the school.
Suncourt Street.
I gotcha.
Is
By
that
St.
Suncourt?
John's
Yeah.
School over here.
So I fought him over there. I hit him a few shots, boom, he went down. He hit his head on the fucking pavement down. His eyeballs rolled over. I said, holy shit, I killed him. I think I killed him. So after a while, they revived him, they took him home. I'm hanging around in Chitterbees in the
Right.
place, having lemonade and stuff.
And that was an old store back then. You
Yeah.
said it was a grocery store.
See that
What's the name of
store
it?
right next to Uncle Richie's house.
Okay,
It
what do
was
you call it?
Chitterbees.
Chitterbees.
We were in there.
Right?
I'm talking people. Now the kid that I fought, his older brother comes
Oh,
down.
right, okay.
He comes down, he comes in the truck car and says, you fought my brother, huh? Yeah. You want to fight him again? I said, yeah, bring him down, I'll fight him again. I'll fight you, I'll fight anyone again. I was only a kid.
Right, right. When the
He
guy
left
said-
and that was it.
He said, I forget about this
Yeah.
guy's obviously fucking nuts. He's not gonna fight anyone.
And
He is
that
what
was
he
it.
is, the real deal, and I'll just leave it
And
at
that
that.
was that, that was that.
So, what about people talk about stars in the dark? They like that from an episode I mentioned earlier.
Stars
How
in
did
the
this
Dark.
happen? This is a game
We
they
were
played.
four kids. There was me, my cousin Fonzie,
Right. Fonzie now? Fonzie, what was his real name?
Alphonse.
Alphonse. They called him Fonzie. right?
Alphonse
Like-
Firicano.
There you go. Beautiful. Nice name.
Great kid, great
so,
cousin.
go ahead. You guys were all hanging out.
He used to live at the corner here,
Okay.
corner Fleet and North Street,
Beautiful.
top floor.
Nice.
So one night, we had nothing to do. We said, so we all got together and said, well, let's play a game. Well, what kind of game do you figure? Well, we go down the cellar, we shut the light, we play Stars in the Dark.
Right.
Everybody mentioned, Stars in the Dark.
Right. This is like the
Okay.
first time you played it. You didn't know
Yeah.
what this game was about. So this
No.
was the game that people played already.
Yeah, so we went, no, nobody ever played
All
it. That
right.
was our game.
Okay.
We went to the
It's all
cellar.
serious, right? See how scary you are right there?
We went to the cellar.
Right.
We went down there, everybody had sticks and bats. We had the lights on.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, you ready? Yeah. Shut the lights, start swinging. Bing, 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 bing.
And
I got hit in the,
eventually the bats would hit you in the face.
hit me in the forehead here.
Cracked you did good.
I saw the stars.
Right.
Stars in the dark.
And what happened when you went home?
I went home, my father wanted to kill me.
So what the fuck? Oh,
I
he's
would have
fucking
got
around.
around.
Uncle Richie, you mentioned some things. Did he ever help you out? You said he was like your bodyguard. I mean, in what
He
sense?
was. He was my body. He was
So
my
he helped
body.
you out a few
He was my
times.
bodyguard.
So, like, give me an example. Of, like what? Who would fuck with him knowing that you
Well,
was,
some
you know?
kid, the big Buse, his name was. you know,
Right.
He was fooling around with it.
Right.
And I went and straightened him out,
He was a big guy.
Yeah, big guy, a little slap in the face.
Just
so,
to let him know that.
so Richie says, what'd you do? Just slap him in the face, why don't you fucking kill him?
Well,
I
you
said, slap in the face, that's,
Got the point.
there you got the...
He'll never bother you again, in other words.
Yeah.
Nice.
Another time, he says, Tony, the principal wants to give me the whip. I said, what?
Principal at school, you mean?
Yeah.
High school?
I went to the school and I grabbed the principal. I said, you ever... I had about what they call him. Today, if you do that today,
Oh, forget about it.
you're gone. They send you
Right.
to prison for
But I'm
life.
sure certain people make sure that, you know, that other element didn't get
So that
involved.
ended all that shit.
So Paul Revere's, what happened to Paul Revere's house? You mentioned something about Paul Revere's. Did you
Paul
guys,
Revere.
what did you used to do there? The
I-
legendary Paul
There was
Revere.
me and a few other kids. We were
Right.
young kids.
Right.
And we all had a guide, meaning if a guy, like my guy, his name was Ben,
Right.
he'd driving a
I got
bus.
a guy, Ben. Benny
He'd
D.
driving a
Mr.
bus,
DeLuca.
right? With all the passengers
Okay.
to visit.
Right.
And we used to go on the bus and say the history of Paul Revere. And we'd walk
Oh,
down
so
the
he did
aisle.
a tour, like.
Huh?
He was doing like a tour, you're saying.
tour.
And you guys would come in and tell them about.
People would tour us.
All right, so you
Come
guys
in.
were kind of part of the tour.
We'd say the history and
Right.
go there like this, and they fill out pounds with money,
Nice, and try
change,
to tell them
bills.
stories.
Yeah.
Well, give me a story, what?
Paul Revere?
Yeah, like what, you know, just like history stories or?
Paul Revere was married twice.
Right.
He had 16 children.
This is true?
This is true.
All right.
11 girls and 5 boys.
Jesus, he really took care of business, huh?
He lived on the door of his house.
Right.
His house. He had 144 spikes. 4 were blown off by the British. There was a hitching post next to it. That's where he used to tie his horse.
That's
The
beautiful.
horse kicked the bottom, ran away 3 times. He kicked the bottom, bit the top, and ran away 3 times.
Just to get away from it. 'Cause he
On
was
top of
tied
the
up
roof were 6 chimneys. 2 were knocked out by the British.
with the cannonballs or whatnot, right? What do you mean?
Yeah.
I'm thinking, no, but a musket.
The windows were stained by the sun. They came all the way from England.
Wow, wild.
Across the street was the Hotel Sorrento. They had the 60-cent room and the 40-cent room. But before we get to that,
Jesus.
Paul Revere, do you know he was a man of many
Talents.
talents?
Yeah.
He was a coppersmith, a silversmith, a dentist.
Jesus.
You know, he made the first set of false teeth for George
You're
Washington.
kidding me? The wooden teeth?
Wooden
Yeah,
teeth.
right.
That's
hear
why
so
you
much
never
story.
see George Washington smile. If he did,
Because
his teeth would fall out.
Oh, that's fucked up. That's
Anyways.
beautiful. All true.
Across the street was the Hotel Sorrento. They had a 60-cent room and a 40-cent room.
60 cent and 40 cent. I wish I could go back in time and live like a king.
The 60-cent room had rats. The 40-cent room had
know
rats,
that's king.
but they gave you a piece of cheese to catch the rats.
Put it to keep the
That's
coffee.
it. That's the story of Paul Revere.
That's fucking beautiful. That's beautiful, kid. That's money.
That's the story of
You
Paul
know, people,
Revere.
you learn everything from people like this.
And all us kids, we all used to say the story to different, different.
Now, Paul Revere, it looks like you could just hop over the wall. I know that when I was younger, we would 10-finger, we'd go over the wall, have a
Oh,
few
yeah,
beers.
we did.
You guys did things
We
like
did
that too?
Yeah.
And it was like, but we respected it. I didn't break anything. We weren't going to be, I wouldn't allow, and none of my friends would allow somebody to do something stupid. We knew it was historically a relic, but it was kind of cool to have a few, little beers in
Few
there.
relics, yeah.
Fool around and just know that we could do that. And then go back over the wall and go back home, whatever.
Yeah.
Fun to live around here. The history, all kinds of different history.
It was good. Nice.
It's a beautiful thing. I've been involved in a lot of fights. For whatever reason. Most of the time I help people. My friends get into situations, whether they can handle it or not, I step to the forefront because I feel, maybe because of my father subconsciously, subliminally, always trying to live up to the reputation that my father had. In the end, I got a little piece of that. Obviously not as well known as him, but I remember my cousin one time, I was in the playground, I was about 18, 19 maybe. He was like 16, 17, and they did a little deal with somebody. I won't mention his name, local guy, but he was in his 30s, tough guy, he had a scar across his face, kind of a scary guy. And they beat him, the guy beat my cousin out for like $50 over a car radio or something. And they grabbed me and they were like, look, the guy beat us, he was with a friend of his, and I felt like, the guy's a scary guy. I'm not really looking to fight a fucking 36 years old, I'm 19, 18. But I felt like, well, what my father do, he would never back down, you know what I mean? So, and my cousin expected me to be like him, so I guess I had to, whether I wanted to or not. And he's like, he's on Hanover Street right now, and I'm like, wow, I don't got 5 minutes to even get fired up. I gotta go do this immediately. So I go, I start getting pumped up, and there he is right there. I jump over a car, run across the street, and I confront the guy. He knew me because of my father. He says, oh, I would never do something like that. I didn't do it. I'm going to pay them back. Beep, ba, ba. Talking. I know your father, Gungadin. All the respect for your family. Boom, boom, boom. And a friend of mine, older guy, his age, comes up to me, liked me, looked out for me. His name was Jackie Sad, we'll call him. And he was, hey, fuck face, enough, whispering in my ear. The guy's just talking you out of it, hoping that you're just going to let it go and you're falling for it. Hit the fucking guy and end it. So I drop him. Bust his fucking face, he hits the ground, he's holding my ankle, I'm pounding the shit out of him. A table falls on him, I'm hitting him with that. Same guy, Jackie, gets in my head and he's like, all right, enough. Well done, get the fuck out of here. And I take off. But I did things like that. My friends will tell you, all my friends I grew up with, they can all tell you stories about things I've done. And I think it's not so much, I wanted to help them out, obviously. I love my friends, but my father instilled that in me. and I tried to live up for it. And just a couple of stories like that I have, but not about me. I don't want to get into that. It's really derives from my father. Whoever you see in me began with him. You know, I got the sweetness and the generousness from my mother, and I got the toughness in the hands from my father. So it's a nice little mix for me. Worked out great.
I got another story.
Call it. We love it.
There was 4 or 5 of us, right?
Yeah.
We were in the playground here,
Okay.
North Square.
Right.
Now we said, hey, let's grab somebody, make him a judge. Okay.
Oh yeah, like this is one of these games that you play.
So so this kid, Phil, we got him. You know?
Okay.
He lived on Prince Street. Phil, you want to be a judge? We got this guy, he's criminal. He says, I'll be the judge. We were in the playground. He sat on the bench. He was the judge. So he said, this is the criminal. The prosecutor was going, well, he did this, he did that, he did this, that.
Right.
What should we do with him? So the judge was just going to say, he escaped.
Go get him.
Go get him. We chased him down the market. We picked up rotten tomatoes. We came back.
He doesn't know.
Here he is, Judge. Here he is. What should we do? Well, we'll kill the bucket. Yeah, here. Boom.
Did you post who? The judge?
The judge. We killed all the fuckers.
The joke was on him.
And all over the fucking. He went home. He come back with a knife.
Jesus.
He wanted to kill us.
This is what they did to people. This is what they call the game. You know, it wasn't funny if you're the judge. You're thinking, I'm the judge, I'm the big shot, I'm in charge. Meanwhile, they end up getting pelted you a rotten fruit.
So that was it.
That's fucking beautiful. That, you know, it's a pleasure. Here's another thing I noticed. Look, Sonny, he's 91. Dad, 82. They talk about what we do to old people around here in this country and other countries around the world. We put them in a place like they have nothing to offer. Well, we got it all wrong. They got everything to offer. They offer knowledge, they offer street smarts, and they offer love, carried over centuries and decades. It's a beautiful thing. I just want a little something to throw out there. We should appreciate people like my mom, my dad, my uncle, and just people in general, especially when they get up in age. We should cradle them, hold them, and appreciate what they've been through and what they can give us for today, for yesterday, and for the future.
We did a lot of shit, I'm telling you. We
got away with a lot of stuff too,
Oh,
back
man.
then, too. Not like today. Today you gotta do the right thing. Everybody has an eye in the sky, if you know what I mean, with the phones and the technology. But back then, you had a little more freedom to do. Some things you did that maybe you shouldn't do, but some things you did that turned out to be all right, and good experiences of life. And that's all it is, right? Life is just about experiences. Every you don't take
life
up
is
with
just
you.
a bowl of cherries.
There you go. You don't take the pits with you. You devour the cherry,
Cherries.
and it becomes a part of you, just like life.
So that's it. That's the story.
Beautiful thing. Dad, I had a blast. I hope you did as well.
Oh,
I know
yeah,
you guys haven't stopped talking, but I mean, that's wonderful to have you here. You know, I love
We
you.
were taking a nap.
Yeah, it's all right. That entertaining, huh? This is what I got, you know. But I want to thank my cousin Richard at the Firicano Barber Shop on North Street in Boston's North End for having us here in his place of business. I thank his family as well for allowing him, you know. I want to thank my father especially, that just for donating his time and doing this. My friend Sean, my wonderful cameraman, and I just want to thank you, the audience. Again, watching, liking, subscribing, it makes me feel good, and it gives me the energy to keep these stories going. So to all of you, and to all of you, I love you all. Have a good day. Arrivederci, motherfuckers.
Arrivederci.
So we filmed episode 10, Gungadin, the legend of my father. And then this happened.
We won the fucking Euro Cup. Fuck the Queen!
I'm just saying, North End Stories at its best. When I was a kid, all the time this happened. And every once in a while,
Fuck the Queen!
the North End becomes what it used to be. And here you have it. Viva Italia, champion #1. My friend Rocco, born and raised here, also owns a barber shop passed down from his dad, and he still has it today. Rocco, where are you from?
The North End of Boston.
Where's your family from in Italy?
Sicily, baby.
La Siciliano, I'm just saying. Ciao, North End Stories.
Ciao.
Viva Italia.
Still alive today.
Joey Lanza, everyone.